On a bright spring day, Isla and Lewis headed to the garden to play. First, Isla listened to music and started in singing and dancing too. Then Lewis played on Daddy's phone, playing games that he knew. But it wasn't long before they wanted to play together again, so Lewis switched off the music, and then he said, "Isla, shall we play hide and seek? I'll count over here. I promise not to peek." But before he could start counting, he spotted something very odd. The trees around him sparkled, and on gold ground he trod. He realised what he'd found was a magic cloud on a magic spot, and he called Isla over and he said, "Wow, look what we've got!" And just there, behind their trampoline, they found something magical, a land of make-believe. Isla and Lewis entered the magical cloud and slid on a magic slide that whooshed them underground. Isla and Lewis screamed out in happiness, but what was waiting for them at the bottom they just couldn't guess. They slid and then landed with a bump, but only gently. And then they started to jump. The land of make-believe was filled with bouncy things, from bouncy castles to fluffy pillows and giant trampolines. The clouds above were made of candy floss, so they jumped up high and grabbed and ate a lot. They saw unicorns above them fly and super-fast cars with wings in the sky. In the magical world, they ate lots of sweets and jelly that jiggled all around in their bellies. The magical world was pink and blue and green, red and yellow too. But they were having lots of fun, but they wanted to share the magic world. Then the magic cloud glittered and swirled, and from the corner of Isla's eye she spied, "Look, Mummy and Daddy bouncing by, and Grandma Helen and Grandad Alan there, watching on the side." Excitedly, Lewis went bouncing on and said, "And Grandad Richard and Grandma Pat, they're bouncing on the mat." Isla and Lewis thought the magic was done, but then guess who came bouncing on? They both shouted, "All our friends from Royton Hall!" Oh, how they'd missed playing and having fun with them all. They played for hours and played some more all along the bouncy floor. They played games galore, they went jump and run, and they all had the most wonderful fun. But then Lewis and Isla realised it was time for tea, so they had to leave the land of make-believe. But they'd had the very best day, and they knew at home they could still play. They could play hide and seek with Mum and Dad. So happily they went back. That night they dreamed of fun with their friends and knew those memories would never end.